Hey everyone, I'm Gekki, and I'm a 15-year-old speedrunner, and I mainly enjoy NES games and retro games. And today I'll be playing NES Golf, and I'll also be playing Marble Madness after this, and after Marble Madness I'll be having a race with Shatu. Yeah, let's get right into it. So for this game you have to press twice. The first press is for the power, and the second is for the rotation, where it will go. There's the main time saves are obviously trying to get the ball in as fast as possible, but you also want to avoid stuff like bunkers, which are basically the sand spots that don't only slow you down, but they also bring up a text message. And you want to avoid landing in the water because it makes you spawn back a little bit back, and it also gives you a text message like I just did here. Great example. There's 18 holes I'll be playing, and they all have various courses. Now we are basically at mainland, but it'll get much harder when we get to stuff like islands and yeah, tough courses. So you can see in the top left the wind, and the wind is actually quite weird because it only actually takes effect when the ball goes down, I think. So there's a really weird amount of turns, and you have to yeah, look out for that. Yeah, also, I don't know if you noticed, but the golfer is actually Mario, and I looked it up. That's an intended thing that they wanted to do. So now we're going into a hole 4. It's basically a straight line and then a curve around, and we need to make sure that we avoid the bunkers here. We also want to avoid getting out of bounds, because then we'll obviously get placed back, and it also loses around 5 seconds, maybe more. Putting can also be kind of tough, because you can see the arrows on the green whenever you're on the green, and that's the direction that the hill is going. So if the arrows point downwards, that means it's a downward hill, and the ball will roll that way. And I can show you that in a little bit. You can also see we have different kinds of clubs. SW's basically so that it shoots in a really straight line up, and here you can see that I'm putting, and you can see the arrows on the grass, which means it will roll down right, so you have to do a little bit of adjusting. Here we are at the islands. This is where you have to be really careful not to do that, fall in the water. And we want to make sure we avoid the grass. I mean the sand. Hey, that's a pretty good shot. Also, there's a really big but hard time save you can do. And that is if you're not on the green yet, so you're just on mainland, and you shoot the ball and it lands. It doesn't go over the hole, but it lands perfectly on the hole on the screen. Then it can go in instantly, and you can save a lot of time. See, that was really close. It cannot go over, just like in normal golf. But in this case it has to go yeah, exactly on the hole, and it has to stop there. I'll try the risky way. Almost. Also, I'm not too sure about this, but I'm pretty sure that the Wii Sports Golf has exactly the same courses like this one. I think they just stole the NES Golf and they just put it in Wii Sports. I saw a video once and they looked exactly the same. I don't know if you want to figure out, but you can look it up if you want. I think it is. There we go. Hole 7 now, so that means there's 11 more to go. Now you have a really weird zigzag here. We're gonna entirely ignore that, and we're just gonna shoot over all of it, and we're gonna see if we can land on the green. Ah, there we go. You see a lot of arrows now, so that means it goes to the left, down, up by a lot. So I'm gonna try to adjust here. Oh, just barely. Oh wait, we're on hole 10. I was looking at the wrong one. Okay, so this is just a curve around, and there's bunkers all around the green now, so you can see that it gets harder and harder every time. I'm pretty sure we can still make it by just putting it in here. There we go. Just a little bit more. Unfortunately, the game has no music, but how can you only complete 18% of the hole? That's a good one. The thing is we just only finished 18 hole. Oh, that's a good shot. Can we get a birdie? There we go. Hype. This is a weird level. You have to really make sure you don't land in both the bunker and out of bounds. And here we're gonna ignore the curve and gonna shoot directly over it. Oh, that's really close. I'll try using... oh yeah, I was completely forgetting my talk about the clubs. So the main one we use is 1W, which is basically the club you use to travel the most distance. You also have stuff like 3W and 4W, and they all shoot a little bit closer to the ground. Which means they can only do a little bit less distance. I can try to skip one island here and immediately go for the one behind there. That's still fine, it only loses a little bit of time, and now we can just shoot to the last island. And now the only thing we have to do is put it in. Close one. So now we can see that the hill goes up, so we can slightly adjust and shoot it in. Double bogey, unfortunately, but we only have +5, so it's not that bad for just a regular run in a marathon. And now the last 5 holes will be more exciting. You can see there's a lot of arrows here, so it will go very downhill. We have some islands here. I'm gonna try shooting into the middle one here, and then from here we'll try to shoot all the way to the end. Too far even. But we can just get out using the SW club, which is shooting directly up. Very close. Very close. I enjoy this a lot because you have to do very tight shots and everything matters. And there's also some really satisfying shots here and there, like putting the ball perfectly from mainland without even getting on the green. Oh, I thought I was gonna make it. This is quite an annoying hole, and especially because I'm over here, but I think I can do it by adding a little bit of curve to the left. It's a little bit slow, but it's not that bad. We can just easily recover. The score doesn't always matter, it's mostly how fast you shoot. I mean, you cannot decide your shots perfectly. If you were to do that, you would obviously get a better score, but it will be much slower for speedruns. So you want to do very quick decisions for the shot. That's gonna be a very good shot. Maybe we can actually put it in perfectly. Oh, it was on the hole. You can see it just went over. It has to land perfectly on the hole because it just barely went over, but if it lands perfectly, then you can skip the green entirely. This is the last hole. It's just a curve around a huge forest. We can maybe even make the shot from here. Oh. Oh wow, that's really great. Nice ending to the last hole. And here we go, this is the last shot for NES Golf. 9:39. I don't actually know if that's a PB or not. It might be. It's really close to my PB. I think my PB might be a 9:35. So, yeah, this is really close. It was a really good run in the end. This just goes to show that even though I had +8, the score doesn't actually matter. It's more about the quick decisions, about not hitting the water and the dunes often. Yeah, I'll see if this is a PB, and pretty happy with this run on a marathon. Thank you guys.